Right. Hey everyone, if you're prepping for the SSC GD Hindi exam, you already know that antonyms, or vilom shabd, are a huge deal. So today, we're going to dive in and really master them, using the amazing study material from Rozgar with Ankit as our guide.
So, what's the game plan? First, we'll nail down the basic definition. Then, we'll get into the clever rules for how they're made. After that, we'll build up our vocabulary, and then, the best part, we'll tackle some real exam-style questions. Let's get started.
Okay, let's start at the very beginning, right? Before we get into all the tricks and rules, we have to ask the most basic question. What exactly is a vilom shabd? So what are we talking about here? It's pretty simple, really. A vilom shabd is just a word that has the complete, total opposite meaning of another word. You know, like hot and cold, up and down. It's all about that perfect contrast.
And these examples just nail it, don't they? You've got Jay, which means victory, and its polar opposite, parajay, which is defeat. Then there's din, or day, paired up with rat, which is night. See? Super straightforward.
So you might be wondering, where do these antonyms even come from? Well, one of the most powerful tools in Hindi is the prefix, or upasarg. It's kind of like a magic trick. You just add a little piece to the start of a word, and bam! You completely flip its meaning. Let's see how it works.
Okay, rule number 1, and this one is a biggie, using the prefix. Just by sticking this one letter at the beginning of a word, you can often create its exact opposite.
And check this out. You can see exactly how it works. You take a word like vivek, which means prudence, and in an instant, it becomes avivek, imprudence. Same thing with nyay, justice, which becomes anyay, injustice. It's such a simple but powerful little tool.
Now, another really important prefix you've got to know is un. It does the same job as but you'll often see it used with words that start with a vowel sound.
Just look at these examples from the notes. We've got asta, which means faith. You add un, and you get anasta, faithlessness. Or arth, meaning purpose, becomes anarth, which is like a total catastrophe. You can feel how that prefix just completely hijacks the word's meaning.
Okay, so we've covered and un, but don't think that's the whole story. Nope, you've also got to watch out for a few other key players like nir, prati, ku, and we. Each one has the power to turn a word completely upside down.
And this is a fantastic example of just how much a tiny prefix can change things. You start with asha, which is this beautiful word for hope, but you add nir to the front, and suddenly you have nirasha, despair. It's a total transformation.
Okay, so prefixes are a huge part of it, for sure. But that's not the only trick in the book. Sometimes, finding the opposite of a word is as simple as changing its gender. And this way is probably the one that makes the most sense right off the bat. Especially for words about people or relationships, you just flip the gender. So, the masculine raja, or king, gets its opposite in the feminine rani, the queen. And bai, brother, becomes bahan, sister. Easy, right? All right, so we've got the rules down, but here's the thing. Rules can only take you so far. A lot of the time, antonyms are just completely different words, and the only way to know them is to build up that vocabulary. You just have to learn them.
Yeah, this slide is absolutely packed. And honestly, this is where you might want to hit pause and just soak it all in. These are the kinds of pairs where there's no easy rule. For instance, ugra, which is aggressive, gets paired with saumya, which means gentle. You just have to know that one.
Okay, we've talked theory, we've looked at the rules, but you know what really matters? Practice. So let's jump in and try some real multiple choice questions pulled right from the source material, exactly like the ones you're going to see on the actual exam. All right, you ready for a little pop quiz? Let's see what you've got. First up, the word is khinna, which basically means to be sad or upset. Which of these options is the antonym? Take a second and think about it.
And the answer is B, prasanna. Yes, if you got that, fantastic job. The opposite of feeling down or khinna is feeling happy, prasanna. Great start.
Let's do another one. You ready? The word is satkar. This means hospitality, showing respect to a guest. So what's its direct opposite? Have a look at your options.